Attention, everybody. The views and opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of Acts Ministry, Acts Media Group, and/or their affiliate and subordinate ministries and/or nonprofits. Now, when I point to you, when I point to you, there. And go ahead and get ready. 3, 2, 1. Good morning! Coming to you live from Acts Media Group headquarters here in beautiful Springfield, Missouri. It's the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay with your hosts, Matt and Jay. Steve, he's not here at the moment. He's going downstairs to get his phone. I got Troy sitting beside me and Tanda Man standing behind the camera in the Peanut Gallery. Today's title is, Don't Make Me Turn This Car Around. And other sayings. There's a microphone around here somewhere. I am yours forevermore. All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Morning Drive with Matt and Jay. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
I'm Troy.
I'm Troy. You need to flip the mic. Do you flip the switch on?
Oh, yeah, I did. Is it not working? That's very interesting.
Is it red?
Yep.
Flip it all the way up. Huh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the
Oh.
mic is dead.
The mic is dead.
It's not on. You got to flip the switch on the box right here underneath on the table in front of the camera.
Underneath the camera. Underneath the camera. See
There's
that box?
an on-off switch.
There's on and off switch on the right.
That's what it is.
Well, that makes a lot more sense.
Hey, yeah, you got to turn it on.
It is on.
No, I
This
mean,
is on.
Yeah, it's working now.
yeah.
It's working now.
Oh, Jay's
that's
messing
Tanner.
with me.
That's Tanner behind the scenes there.
Tanner, behind the scenes.
On the in the Peanut Gallery. Today's
Peanut
title
Gallery.
is "Don't Make Me Turn This Car Around," and other sayings that our parents told us when we were kids and misbehaving something fierce in the car on the way to wherever we were going.
Mom used to say, "Get a grip."
Get a grip.
Yeah.
Okay. One thing I used to do, my biological mother, she used to be really paranoid about how the if the car was messing up or not. So I would be in the back and I'd start hitting like the side of the door and I'd speed up as she sped up in the car and she would stop. She'd turn off the music and go, "You guys hear that noise?" And I'd be back there trying to keep from chuckling. And then she'd stop.
That's horrible.
And then as she started to speed up, I'd do this. It'd be like this. And like with them with them speeding up. And it was, I thought it was hilarious.
Did she
She
say,
would
"Don't
stop,
don't make me
turn
turn
off the
this"?
music and go.
Did she say, "Don't make me turn this car around"?
Right, exactly. Just like a man, don't read the instructions. What is that?
Who said this?
I think he was talking to Tanner about that. Don't read the instructions.
Right. Yeah. Read the instructions, Tanner.
I'm going to be working on a play-by-play setup.
That little piece of paper on that computer right there.
So yeah. Oh, he's gonna get online there. I don't think that'll pull too much bandwidth. I don't think it will. If it does, we'll just, we'll go with it.
Hey, Steve.
Welcome to the party.
Thank you.
Was the car still there?
Yes,
Oh, good.
because Robert's keeping an eye on it.
Oh,
Yeah.
is he?
Well, he probably does because the window's open.
Yes,
Did you
Because-
roll it up?
can't.
Oh, you
He's-
can't.
Yeah. That thing, the bird poop's holding it together, ain't it?
Yep. Yep, sure is.
That's
well,
not good.
the regulator or the motor finally decided
Nailed
to give
up. Sorry.
It gave up the ghost.
Oh. Ouch.
So
Regulators.
That'd be bad.
So yeah, I used to be a little terror on the what do you call them? On the road trips.
Yeah.
no, you
Yeah.
a little terror.
Yeah. So I heard I will turn this car around, and usually it was a place I didn't want to go. So I was like, okay. Well, when we get home, you're gonna get a spanking, and you're gonna be grounded. Okay. Well, you just keep driving. It's okay.
Your little terror turned into a little nice guy, right?
Oh well,
Somewhat.
for like 5 seconds. Jay, so your mom used to say, "Get a grip."
Get a grip.
What about you, Steve? What did your mom used to say to you going down the road?
Well, you know that if you continue, you know what's going to happen when you get home.
Now-
Especially if it was just my mom and dad, or if it was just my mom and I was being ornery or something like, well, you know, your dad's going to be home this afternoon, and I'm going to have to tell him. So, and you know what's going to happen if that happens. Yeah, you can, you know, I'll be good then.
That
you know.
was every mom's like go-to last resort. Wait till your father gets home.
I've heard that so many years.
I have too. I called my mom a very bad word one time, and I didn't know that the phone she was holding contained my dad on the other end. And I said, "You beep beep beep," and she goes, "Your son just called me a beep 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 beep."
It
And
was actually beeps.
no, it was not beeps. And as soon as I found
Such a
out
comedian.
that Dad was on the phone, I was like, and you know my dad. He's not a.
You better respect your mom.
But it did hurt when he spanked. As I got older, it didn't hurt as bad, but it hurt my feelings. It made me feel terrible more than
it
anything.
tickles.
Like I'd rather get 10 spankings than feel bad like I let Dad down, you know. So, but yeah, I was a terror. I mean, just a horrible child. I'm not going to lie. I know I was a terrible child. You know,
We all have that
good
instinct.
heart. But you know, I couldn't stop myself from, first of all, moving around. Like at school, I would get out of my desk during a test time and crawl around in circles, literally on my knees, hands and knees around my desk. And my kindergarten teacher, I remember Mrs. Van Ice was her name. She was brutal to me. And she was old school, right? And I was supposed to do something on a worksheet, and I would just be messing around, and she'd come by with a pen and just crack me on the top of my head and make me stop. Of course, they did that now. I mean, they'd be arrested, and you know, just the media would tear them apart. You know, some kids need a beating.
Yes, they
nowadays.
do.
I hate to say it like that. I don't mean like abusive beating. I mean, like there is something about the sound of the clearing of belt from belt loops.
Yes. It puts the
You know what I'm
fear
talking
of
about,
God.
don't
It
you?
puts the fear of God in you.
Troy, you know what I'm talking about.
I do not.
You know, you
I
hear that,
do.
You hear the jingle of the belt buckle, and then,
Yeah.
and you knew you were in trouble.
Yep.
Or the pick a switch. Did you ever have to pick a switch, Steve?
Yes, I did. And then my dad said, "Are you sure you don't want this one?" No, the other one looks softer.
You know, it doesn't matter which one you get.
The other one looks a little softer than the other.
These sound effects brought to you by Troy Johansson.
That's the sound I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I remember telling my stepdad one time we were in a big group of people, so I didn't think that he would actually whip me. And he said, "I'm gonna whip your butt." And I went, "No, you're not." Jingle, jingle, crack. And you could see like how people were so uncomfortable.
Something is on the floor. Your phone case.
Hey, that's okay. That's all right. We're on television.
Just in case.
Boy, my mom would whoop you now, and you knew you got whooped.
Well,
Yep.
She'd hold you up
Or
off the floor.
My mom
dangling
used
you.
paint sticks.
da-
My mom would actually use paint sticks and break them on my
My
brother.
mom
though.
would hang me first before she
you hear
spanked
Mom
me.
tell a story about my brother Scott and how she used a fly swatter, and
Good morning, Melissa.
the plastic head broke off the fly swatter, and he goes, "Ha! You can't spank me anymore. Your fly swatter's broken." She goes, "I can't," and whipped him with the metal part of the fly swatter. Oh no! Now, there's,
That's not broken.
you know, they tried everything with it. Okay, so one of the most effective things that kept me behaving myself was, I mean, my stepdad back in the day, Jerry. You know, him and Mom didn't get along very well, but I mean, he wasn't bad to us kids for the most part, and like if we went out like grocery shopping with him, there was a point system. For every point, you got one lick. So if you touch something you're not supposed to, that's 1 point. And they would keep track. That's how many licks you were going to get when you got home.
Oh, Father.
Oh,
Now,
man.
there is something about the
10
psychological
points.
warfare of that.
Beep.
On your way home, you're thinking and you're praying to God, please let them forget. And you get there, you get in there, they unpack everything, and I think they did this intentionally. They act like they forgot. And just when I got good and settled in, Matt, come here. Oh, no. So
not
they would
forget.
stretch out the anticipation of it for a while.
Ooh,
So-
man, that's even more scary.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
know,
So
there's-
that's me. We've heard your testimony and about was it your dad that treated you pretty badly?
Yeah, it was no longer just a spanking. It was more like abuse.
Yeah, yeah.
It was an emotional went with that, and that was more scary. That was more harmful and
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
No,
I'm,
I know what you're talking about.
I'm just thinking about like the dramaticness, or the how dramatic I was when I was younger. Dad grounded me to my room for something, and I sat in my room and I tried. This is back when I used to try to manipulate people. You know, I think I was like 13, 14, and I started singing out loud REM, "Losing My Religion."
Oh no.
But like with a really bad like sobby sound. That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight, losing my religion. You know.
Sounds so much like your son.
Oh man, it was.
That
does.
sounds like. Doesn't that sound like something that Jordan would do?
he wouldn't. He wouldn't do that to me or to you or I.
When you did that, you guys look so much alike. And
Well, you know, he is the fruit of my loins.
he is that.
Yeah, he definitely has that look.
Yeah, and Tanner's got my my personality.
That's
my,
for sure.
My sensitivities.
Yeah.
No.
And Tanner's not about the manipulating people like Jordan is. But you know, I tried all that,
You will use
trying to use
reason.
using people against each other. You know, antisocial behavior, things like that. And
Yep.
it definitely it stopped
Morning,
working.
Jennifer.
Yeah.
And
Because the people were communicating.
yes,
That antisocial behavior doesn't work when
back
people
hurting over there,
communicate.
Troy. Yeah, we need thicker cushions on these
All
chairs.
these cushions are horrible.
Troy's being really quiet this morning.
He is.
Why are you being so quiet?
It's
Troy?
Thursday. It's almost Friday.
My wife told me to be quiet.
What?
Really? Oh, well, you better behave.
I know.
She'll turn the car around.
Why did she tell you to be quiet? Like, did she say you
Hey,
were
this
talking
is
too much?
but you're too quiet. You need to lighten up. A
Oh
little.
no, you can talk as much as you want. It's when everybody talks at the same time is whenever it gets complicated to watch, and that happens from time to time.
Yeah, we
And
all.
I
but
noticed-
I play. I just go along with everybody else's.
I noticed that
Oh,
that
now she texts me. That's not what I said.
Troy brings out the best in you in
Yeah.
regards to your goofy excitedness.
Thank you.
That's the nicest way I could put it, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I
that was
can't be
that was a
goofy
rated
either.
G version.
I can't be goofy either.
You can be goofy. This
She's
part
so-
of this show. Now we're not going to be goofy all the time. We do
No.
tackle serious subjects.
Yes, we have to.
Like, I mean, this and I know the "Don't Make Me Turn This Car Around" title and stuff. I mean, that's a serious thing. That's all. This is about raising your children and teaching them respect and how to obey.
You know what
Because you know what? When you act up in a car, you don't know what's ahead of you, and if there's traffic jam or if there's a construction
If
situation,
they have to stop and get out of the car, oh, you're in real trouble then.
when it's
You pushed
like
it
we
way too
pull
far.
over and they get out, it's like, oh
And
man.
then you've got people watching you get your butt spanked.
Mind your P's and Q's.
And my mom and dad aren't
Mind
gonna
your P's and Q's. I was always like, what about the rest of the alphabet? And then I would get in trouble.
Oh,
Wait a
I
minute.
never went that far.
Guys, you've forgotten. 1, 2,
Yeah.
2 3/4.
Yeah.
and I'm going 4,
2 7/16.
5. By the time you say 6, you're on the street. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you better be.
I remember I was giving my mom
You
a
want
hard
to
time.
keep
Or
counting,
it
man?
was, or it was the,
You want to keep
you know,
counting?
it was the eye.
Go ahead,
It
count.
necessarily was not the eyebrow. It was just how your dad or your mom looked at you, and especially in church.
especially in church.
That's
death
where I
look.
got it. Okay, there was a spanking bathroom. They called it the spanking bathroom.
I was always behaved in church. I don't know what it is. I think probably that was the one
Spanking
mercy
bathroom.
for my
Control.
parents.
I think you believed.
Yeah.
You're raised old-time Pentecostal, weren't you? That spanking bathroom.
always
I'm going to write a
Baptist.
new song. That spanking bathroom.
You know how many people would know that?
Yeah.
I've been there.
The spanking bathroom was real popular.
Like there's this.
Yeah, that's where I
couple of
sang.
memes
His
going
name is wonderful.
It's like,
His
hey, Mom,
name
we
is-"
need this. Well, we've got that at the we got one of those at the house, and it shows a picture of like something that's like just made up to look like what they
Morning,
have at the house.
Keith.
Like,
Bradford.
Mom, I need new glasses. You got glasses at the house, and then like a picture of me with 2 clear spoons stuck to my eyes. Glasses at the house, you know, and that's. I guess I'm being nostalgic today about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but when you're sitting in church and you're next to a guy who constantly is going, and you're like, you got to be quiet. My mom and dad are probably watching. Shh, don't. And then the pastor stops his message.
Oh,
Point
you're
you
in some
out.
real trouble, then, buddy.
But see, it's not me. He was like, young man, you need to be quiet while I'm preaching. And I froze. I went, oh, crap. They think it's me. Oh, no. And so my dad would come forward. He was an usher. He would come up and go like that.
Oh, man.
And all the audience or all the congregation sitting there watching them. Oh, man. What did I do? You're sitting with me, and then we're going to go into the holy.
Now,
Holy-
I've been to a church where there was a lady and her 4 kids.
Ain't
her
no
four,
veil going to be splitting today.
her 4 or 5 boys
I'm gonna
had
split
to be
the seat of your
separated
britches.
and scattered throughout the church and sit with different people, and most of them
that
were
was
like
me and
deacons
Steve.
deacons' wives.
Oh wow,
That was
Remember-
me and
well-
Steve last Sunday.
you guys are ornery.
Oh, these two together,
man.
I'm telling
That's
you.
what Billy Hale
I
says.
didn't say nothing. I know. I thought I was in so much trouble, and I didn't talk. Well, guess what? It doesn't matter now.
Doesn't matter.
You're going to be sitting with us for the remainder.
Call it
of
the
the
rally.
oh,
Steve Schultz
man.
says they need to bring back old school.
Yeah.
As far, oh yeah.
Oh,
You mean
yeah.
as far as church behavior?
Yeah.
Just
No,
Steve?
old school, like even in school.
Well,
like,
it would stop
yeah.
the kids who are just getting away with something.
But you know
from
what?
Getting away
It
with
ain't
something.
going to happen, Steve, because people are going to get into
well,
rubble.
they call it abuse. It's
And
not
then,
abuse.
and then the children who actually have a problem will stand out.
Yep.
The ones
Yeah.
who really can't control themselves will stand out. Where those who are just faking it because somebody else got away with it.
I'm going to
they'll
go out
be
on a
done.
limb here.
They won't want that. If they got 10 swats with a paddle this
Lord
big,
have mercy. There's
like
people
we did in
commenting
school.
on
Our
this
gym
issue,
teacher in junior high, our gym teacher
Comment.
actually
On
had
each
a
cheek?
ping
I
pong
got
paddle.
spankings. Sherry
We
said
had
she
ping pong
spankings.
paddle on the. Our gym teacher had a ping pong paddle.
Rachel said
and
Steve
he would actually
deserves one.
take you into the room and shut the door
Yeah,
in his office. All of a sudden, you hear this whack.
yeah.
Beverly
Oh,
Lee says, I gave my children, grew up giving children.
It is different. I mean, but when I was in school, if you could behave, you did, or you got
Yeah.
it. You you
You
Lord
got it
have
from the
mercy.
teacher, and when you got home,
And
then
so-
it was double whammy when you got home.
right. And if
Sue
you could
O'Neill
control,
says, I got spankings.
and if you could control yourself, you'd get paddled once, and you know you don't want that again.
Once.
It only takes some time.
I mean,
for
unless
it
you
to
got a
happen.
softie for a principal. My principal was not soft. When you got that paddle and you knew, and you
heard
knew
the-
you did
the
not want to
clock
end up
in
back
the-
there.
in the-
You
in
don't
the
want to sit
principal's
down
office.
for a couple minutes.
Oh man,
Well, my
Click.
principal had the paddle with the holes in it.
yeah. I
That was
don't
the
know if
Steve
ours had-
board.
I can't remember if ours had holes or not, but it was rough.
That was
it
the
was
Steve
serious.
board.
And
Well,
does the holes actually make a difference?
Oh yeah. Well, I don't think ours had holes because they would leave bruises.
Okay, so how many of your principals said, I'm doing this because I love you?
My principal had to bring in a witness, which
My
was the
dad
gym
did.
teacher. Sat me down, explained
Good
to me
morning,
what
Stacey.
I did.
Yeah.
Explained to me why I was getting it. explained to me how it was going to happen and what was required
What
of
was
me,
required? Yeah.
and that I should not move
Yeah.
during the process of
Don't
this.
put your hand back there. 'Cause
It was
then
Oh,
you're
called
gonna-
there's
corporal-
Miss Daly. Good morning.
You had to bend over the table, put your palms flat down on the table.
And
Yep.
don't try to
I
block it
remember
because
that.
then you're getting your hand cracked by a board essentially.
Yeah, and do not pull your hands up and do not move. And you would get, I think it was 10 on each cheek.
Really?
Yep, and he would rotate back from one cheek to the other.
Okay, how many of y'all got the? Okay, you probably didn't get this, but got hit upside the head with an eraser, and I mean those long
I never got
erasers,
that.
about these long. Remember? And you had to clean the chalkboard, and then bam.
We had a teacher who would whack you with the ruler, though.
Oh, I.
Oh, yeah.
I
The
love seeing that.
is it true actually that the nuns actually whack your hand? Or I heard.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
Yeah, I would whack.
Oh,
a
yeah,
nun.
and not
That's when
not.
I'd be whacking a nun.
And they whack your hand.
No, I'm serious.
The point to their whacking your hand was that you would stop what you were doing, and
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah,
When
well,
they hit your hand, it
Be
was
whacking her back.
yeah. No, you
None or
You
not.
wouldn't have been whacking Miss Jennings back.
None or not.
She'd have brawled you out into
No,
the
you
hallway.
expect us to stand there and just
No.
go ahead.
Oh, you
go
wouldn't
ahead.
expect it.
No.
That's the thing. You don't expect
You
it.
don't.
They come
Oh,
up
they
out
come
of
up
nowhere
the
and just
other
go,
way.
ah!
That's why they walk back and forth up between the desks up the rows.
And they warn you.
They sneak up
I mean,
on
you
you.
get a warning that, to change your behavior.
Yeah.
And when you don't, they
Wham.
initiate reset.
My old junior church teacher. I'm not going to mention the name or the church,
Reset.
but
I like that.
Yeah.
we would be in junior church, and everybody would say, "Better be quiet, or you get the knuckle." And I'm like, "What?" And this is when she was brand new, the teacher, and she'd give you that eye with the eyebrow, and then it's like that was warning number 1. Warning number 2 was the finger would go up, and then the third one was she'd actually come by, take her knuckle, and go pow on your hot head.
Oh, whoa.
And I was like, "Wait a minute."
And how old?
Junior-
What age?
Oh, I think we were like 7, 8, 9 years old.
Has anybody here ever read the book Farmer Boy by
Yes.
Laura Ingalls Wilder?
Yep.
There's a particular, because back then when that story was written, it was based on the era of the time. You had the young ones, all the grades were in the same classroom, and the older boys in the back, when they got bigger than the teacher, they would start bullying the teacher, right?
I've seen that.
And this is back when corporal punishment was definitely,
Real.
instead of this guy going to the parents and talking to him, he brought a bullwhip. And because the big boys in the back, these are big farm boys, the big boys in the back, and he stopped it pretty quick, according to the story.
Yeah.
They started to bully him again and wouldn't listen to him. And whenever it accelerated, he pulls out that whip and sets everything in order, and they behaved after that. Corporal punishment.
Now, a bullwhip will actually take off a finger
morning,
or
Rob
take out
Judkins.
an
I
eye.
did-
You don't
If you know
want
what you're
that.
doing, yeah. Well, if you don't know what you're doing, I'm sure that you can. Well, but back then,
Well, they probably had the same thing. You put your hands on the desk.
spare the rod, spoil the child.
And that would be for criminal children.
Yeah.
It also says don't provoke your children to anger. So whooping your children for everything wasn't true. If it was when your children were disobeying in a way that would either harm themselves or someone else, which is really criminal activity. So that's not something you just whoop your children for everything.
Right.
There's also alternative schools, where alternatives were kids that were bad were kicked out. But
They still
went to
have
the-
those.
They still. My brother was a teacher at one of those alternative schools, and he said there were some kids that you want to just take and smack them and take the smile off their face, and then there were those you knew something was going on at home, like with my
Now,
situation, and so a lot of those behaviors were from early childhood or from people
Now,
that
Jim,
used to abuse.
we will. I to tell you what. I did not watch the Democratic convention, so I don't want to talk about it
I
today.
didn't either.
So what I'll do is we'll plan on talking a little bit about it tomorrow with a neutral eye.
I can't stand it with some of the stuff they say. I just can't watch. I have to just change. the
Wasn't it
channel.
Barack
All politics in
Obama
general.
was yesterday, and then of course the nomination with the VP. She officially accepted the VP nomination.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris did.
So we're going to be planning on talking politics
I saw
tomorrow.
Rob
So,
Chuckins, thank you for joining.
Just so
and I
y'all
did
know.
talk to your vice president last night.
I'll watch some of it, and so because I don't want to talk about it unless I'm informed and I've watched it. I've been so busy with my other job as well, 12-hour shifts. I haven't had time really to watch anything.
I
So-
haven't watched. I just watched Facebook and heard these
And
different
thank
things.
you guys for staying yesterday so I could get home and get a little bit more sleep. It really did. That extra hour,
I was glad to do it.
helped so much. Because I don't know if you could tell how exhausted I was yesterday.
Yeah,
I mean,
your eyes showed it.
yeah, it was just these 12-hour shifts that, especially, like if I do it every I don't know, month or so, that's okay. But like, this is week number 4, and I got
Oh,
one more
man.
week.
This is my Friday.
12-hour shifts. This is your
Friday.
Friday. This is
Today's
my
Thursday.
Friday.
Yeah,
This was
Friday.
my Friday too.
It's my Thursday.
But then I have to work Saturday morning.
Yeah.
I'm still
I think I do. I
stuck
better
in
check the schedule.
Oklahoma.
What's other things that parents used to say?
Um,
I know there's some. I just can't think of them.
Get your finger out of your nose.
yeah.
Close your mouth. You're drawing flies.
You heard that one?
Swallowing your
You
gum.
better brush your teeth then. If you're
close your barn door or the rooster's gonna crow.
Sticks to your
No,
rib.
that I haven't heard.
What's the
That's
rooster?
makes zip your fly.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right. No. I mean, it's like their barn doors open. I've heard that one, but not.
it must have been city folks.
Rooster.
My mom used to say, "I'll knock your heads together," and she would. She almost knocked me
You
and
know,
my brother out on the street
I'll
one time.
slap that smile
yeah.
off your face.
Your grandma was tough.
Your butt is grass and I'm the lawnmower.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Only they didn't say butt. They said
Yeah.
another word for donkey.
Yes.
In the Bible, the words in the Bible, it's right here. And then
Yeah, but if you talk about it
and
in
he
the wrong-
rode into town on his Asforda.
No, you could say ass if you're referring to the proper
Asforda.
context to a
Asforda
donkey.
or Ass
Right.
Dodge
But if you're using it as a slang for a body part,
or a Chevy.
that's no good. That's not
Right.
good.
or that
Or using
stupid
the
Chevy.
word "whole" after that.
Yeah. Or the whole word after that.
Hole.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That's and that's the thing is, I mean,
Holy.
if you even though that's not a bad word when you read it out of the scripture, if you're intending it to replace a word that is probably going to be a cuss word or whatever, it's don't.
Then
much-
you're on neutral ground, or
What were you saying, Jay?
How much more is there to that though? He rode into town on an ass. That was it was a
That was when
prophecy.
it
that
was a
was
fulfillment of a
fulfilled.
prophecy.
But doesn't it make you think again? What we decide as humans is how we rate something as low or high. Like
Like that
This is-
Democratic thing last night. I watched some of it, and
I
then I
didn't
about
watch it.
went outside and puked.
All right, now.
But no, I mean like so the ass.
We've
Who-
gotta
who
stay
says
neutral
that's a low
on this.
status animal? God created that.
No, it's a
and it's a
Democratic
beautiful
Party.
animal, and
Yeah,
it
but
has
we-
a purpose.
Okay, so now I do want to remind everybody that we do take a neutral stance here at Axe Television Network. but-
Neutral.
Okay, so we can.
In my opinion only, on my reservation, that was.
I really should listen
it's
so
a
that I
so
can
silly
that's
show.
what I'm going to do.
play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
That was a
I
silly,
shouldn't
you
say that.
Wait till
That's not
You
true.
know that was an actual job position in the
It
church.
should be taken seriously
what, a
because
devil's
the
advocate.
devil advocate in the Catholic
Wow.
Church.
And
well,
that's-
it
Yeah.
should be because when we talk
Then they
about
crucified
Democrats
him,
like
say.
that, it's the same as a racial thing. Because
Oh, really?
I know people who are Democrats who
That
are
are good.
Christians who are in service to God and
So
are
wait till the
committed with their
Republican one
entire
gets up there,
life to
too.
God's work, and that is a problem.
I'll be glad when this party's thing is over with, and the Democrats and Republicans, and they all come together, and we all have one party. It's called Holy Kingdom of Jesus Christ. Oh, hallelujah! There ain't gonna be no Democrat, ain't gonna be no Republican. We're gonna all worship
Or
together.
libertarian.
It is
Or
hard. You know, when-
libertarian, yeah. Try that in heaven. Hey, I'm a libertarian.
I
You're a
don't know,
what?
I don't know about politics, but I know that when it comes
I
to
do.
Christian people or even anybody that's actually you can personally engage with from whatever party they're affiliated with, once you get past the talking points and what are the quotes, the catchphrases and all that stuff, once you get past all of that and a person actually gets down to why they support or disagree with something, that's when you find the real person
Right.
and what their real motive is. And their motive, okay, the opposition is not a good place to start finding out whether or not they really are your opposition and what part of their belief can you support and what part of it would you disagree with and have to step away. Because there's a lot you can do to support, people of different idealistic beliefs.
Yeah.
And they're good people.
Yeah. Yeah.
No
and
less Christian or less
there's
saved
some
than
real
us.
high ups here at Acts Ministry that are Democrats. I'm not going to call them out because it's not my
pray for
place.
'em.
Yeah.
But there is a middle ground. There
Yes.
there's not there's your extreme right and your extreme left.
Yes.
If everybody came closer to the middle, it wouldn't be so divisive. I mean, there
Whoa! I can't believe you just said that. Because you know what?
it wouldn't
these
be
days,
as divisive.
If we were in the middle, here's the middle, and the Bible says if you're in the middle, you're gonna have to decide which side you're on. one of
I'm
these
talking
days.
about in
And
regards to politics,
I
not
know,
spiritually.
I
though.
know, but that's right now we're in the middle. The church is saying, oh, we're supporting one candidate here.
I don't think that's the same context.
Yeah, no, I
Well-
wasn't meaning that context. I was meaning
it can be.
it can be,
it's
but it's
not.
not. That's not the context that I was meaning. I was meaning like you have your extreme right people and your extreme
and
left
your
people.
left,
Right.
the right.
Because what
and
you'll
the
find
left.
is you'll find yourself in a corner by yourself because there's not a single person alive that you will be able to agree with 100% with. And then when you take that
Right.
stance that you're talking about, what you'll do is you'll paint yourself into a corner by
There's
yourself.
there's
And
got to be
that's
happy
the
medium.
problem
Right,
in
yes.
politics
Belinda.
today.
Neutral
I know-
ground.
I know people.
know,
I
neutral
know a Democrat that I work with, right? And he's a wonderful man. I've worked closely with him. When he's just talking about his heart and his purpose and what he believes in, I'm all on board. When he says he's a Democrat and then when we talk politics, forget it.
Exactly
There's
my
no
point.
way.
Exactly my point. Because when I started talking that way, both of your attitudes changed towards me.
Right.
Boom! That wall went.
His
Did you
love
feel it?
for the homeless, his love for the
Okay,
poor, and
point
his love for
made.
that.
Didn't
that's,
matter.
That's what really is the point.
Mm-hmm.
But then you talk about socialism, and then that turns a different way.
Yeah.
But we are supposed to care for the homeless. The church is what's supposed to be doing it, not the taxes. But and then even then, when you get involved with the church that's all in supporting the homeless, even they kick out probably 70% of the homeless that come because they're not homeless out of circumstance; they're homeless out of choice, and that's a difference.
That's a completely
When
different
you're
story.
homeless for out of choice, you are a drain to society. You're taking from people who have worked so that you don't have to. Now there's also disabled, you know what I mean? And there's widows and orphans. Somehow in there, those people have gotten lost and they've gotten accused of being something that they're not because we have, you know what I mean? And that's what happens with politics. It polarizes. It says, oh yeah, well, what about these people standing
Yeah.
on, street corners getting money, and then they get off and get into a brand new vehicle and drive off to a fancy hotel where
and that's
they
not
live.
and not everybody's like that.
They're not.
And I'm guilty of thinking
Yeah.
that too.
But you see, other governments aren't run that way. My government doesn't have a democratic
Somehow it turned where
or
politics
Republican.
and politicians choose the topics, and they
Yeah.
shouldn't be. They should be. They should be presenting the topics that we choose.
Right.
Not.
Well, they ought to have
shouldn't
the
be choosing the
nation in
topics that
mind.
represent us.
They ought to run
Exactly.
for the nation. The nation have the nation in mind.
That's
for
the
all.
problem. Yeah, they don't have the nation in
run
mind.
No.
They have themselves and how
Themselves.
much money they
run
can
as a
make.
chairman for a tribal nation, and then you're having to look for all the people, not Democrat or Republican.
Or how to not get themselves
I agree
killed,
with
because
that,
there
Jim.
are real threats and real powers that can really hurt somebody.
Right.
And so a good person with good morals and a good reason for getting into politics find themselves there under extreme threat.
I like what Jim said. Neutral means report on the news without prejudice. This is what the mainline news is missing. That's
Yeah.
why I
Right.
said we need to
I
maintain
agree,
a
Jim.
neutral ground in discussing it, because regardless of my my political beliefs and my spiritual beliefs, we are a media center.
Right.
It is our duty to report the news, and I believe in an unbiased manner. It's hard to not be biased, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
True.
almost impossible.
It is now.
That's why we don't talk about politics a whole lot on this show, because it is in fact so difficult to remain in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is with
Here's
politics
Tanner.
is it's like remaining in the middle is going to be impossible. You're going to fall one way or the other, and it doesn't matter. That's just how human beings are.
Yeah.
And in the search for truth, that's going to happen. Because if you're really seeking out the truth, you're not going to find, oh, the truth is always somewhere in the middle. Sometimes the truth is going to be one direction. Sometimes the truth is going to be the other direction.
Yeah.
But it
The
can also
trouble-
be on both sides
The
too.
trouble with politics is it has become so divisive and so polarized is that the seeking of truth is almost impossible.
And it starts at the division instead of finding out where we are.
Where we actually line up and
Yeah.
why we line up there. Because the issue is,
Yeah.
look,
Good morning,
somebody can be
Preston.
wrong, but if you don't know
Scott.
why they believe what they believe, you're always going
And
to
my sister,
dehumanize
Karen.
them.
Yeah.
You're only going to see them as the enemy. And when you see them as the enemy, what's going to
Hey,
happen
sis,
is
what's up?
you're unable to talk to that person. You are going to create an atmosphere where people are unable to talk. The real division that I'm seeing right now is it comes from
Love you,
many
Karen.
biased media sources and from politicians because they are controlling the conversation rather than the people actually having
Right.
the
Like
Hey,
conversation.
you
yeah.
just said.
Hey, no matter what is said on TV, I have friends that I went through the Navy with and through college with, and we still call each other the same nicknames that we called each other in college. So let's get off this race thing and da-da-da-da-da. Makes no difference,
Yeah.
man.
Well,
I'm,
then,
I'm
doesn't.
tired of I'm a Native American. I'm tired of it all. Be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Me too.
Seriously.
I like what Morgan Freeman said.
I'm tired of the racism.
Stop
in
talking
church.
about it.
Yeah, stop talking about it.
It's like,
Knock
I'm going
it
to stop
off.
calling you a white man. You stop calling me a black man.
Yeah.
And we're men.
We're men.
And women.
Or
whether
American.
whether my skin is brown or not, or tattooed or not, it doesn't matter. We're all
Look
men.
people in the eye, see what they
'Cause
do,
God
talk
created
to
us
them
this
about who
way.
they are, and
Yeah.
you'll
Get to know them a little
find
bit.
how much more
Democrat
alike we
or
are.
Republican, left or right, whether you like cornflakes or Cheerios, it don't matter,
Well,
What
You see,
happened?
Well,
but-
I guess it does,
From a politician's perspective, though, there's an entire voter base that they might be missing.
Right?
Oh,
From
it
any
is.
politician,
Yeah,
left
and that's
right.
what they do. That's what they're manipulating to do.
Yeah.
Voter
They
base.
use people who are in certain situations and they take advantage of minorities. That's all politicians.
That's what I was
not
talking
left or
about
right.
with the ass. Is what God created us all equal. For us to put a measure on God's creation about what's best and what's not is just ridiculous, absurd.
Yeah.
To rank it as though somehow in its own fundamental, I don't even know the word to say it, what it is or what you are, that doesn't rank you. It doesn't make you, and I know that God created man and said this is, where his heart was
Yeah.
of all the creation. But what I'm saying is that for us as human beings to place value that's higher and lower on stupid things like that make no difference,
Right.
it's absurd. It's crazy.
Real quick, before we go any further,
Please.
don't worry, I hadn't forgotten.
Yes, we got to get to
I was like,
commercial.
I was going to talk about our sponsor, and I'm going to let Troy do this. Troy, use two fingers and swipe up and see where that is right there. Click the little one right beside it. Brought to you by Ozark Mountain Craft Mall. That's at 1940 Missouri 76. That's Country Music Boulevard. Don't worry about the merge part right now. Because to shut it down, you just click the one again. There you go. But yeah, that's they're in Branson, Missouri. The number is 417-320-1211. That is where Steve got my mug.
Yes.
And this thing here, scroll down or scroll up. No, on this right here. Where I'm training Troy still. Yeah, use both your fingers there. Wait, go back down. There we go. Or just use the bar here and click the up arrow, so that'll come down. Okay. Keep going. This all part of it. Click on that. Now merge over. All right. So this is a cup right here. This came from Ozark Mountain Craft Mall. Handcraft. Well, the mug itself wasn't handcrafted, but the decoration on it was. This is and it's got my name on it right here. Boom. All right, now merge back over.
Oh,
All right.
actually, I'll see it.
Now go ahead and click that right there and have that ready. This right here. Okay, we're back. Now it's ready to merge over whenever we're done. So yeah, Ozark Mountain Craft Mall, 1940 Missouri 76 in Branson. They've got what, over 30 vendors?
They got 32 vendors.
They can go in there and buy some honey sticks from you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it ordered, and they should be here tomorrow. 1,000 of them. They got wood crafting classes
accidentally
inside
hit
the mall,
the-
as
the
well as
cut.
you can ask Mr. Montgomery to come to your place, and he'll do craft classes outside.
It'll
And
automatically
they've
come to
got
it.
glass making. They make these mugs. They put decorations by glass on these glass mugs, and they've got clothing. They've got rattlesnake eddies, belts and hats and things like that. So go on by the Ozark Craft, and that's right across the street. If you're familiar with Branson, on the Strip, it's across from the Grand Country complex. It's next to another T-shirt place, and then she's got a old photo place on the far end.
Yeah,
Jennifer does.
it's going to be cool. The old photo place.
And it could be one of our sponsors as well
That'd be great.
coming up.
The old photo place.
Yeah, the old time photo, and she said that we could go over there and get our pictures done.
So yeah, sorry, you guys just saw me like panning over and stuff. I was just showing some choice and stuff here. So now to take that banner off, you just click the little green one right there.
But
it goes away.
and Stephanie, if Jennifer's not there, Stephanie is the assistant
do it there,
manager. She's
how that comes
helping Jennifer out. So just tell Stephanie or Jennifer the morning drive sent you.
It's down here, so you'll have to scroll down with this right here, and it's down there, and then you click the one, or you just click the last number up here that you was on. But if you now that you've done that, it'll pull up the other one that you just did. So, but anyways,
The Word of God and the teachings of Jesus Christ are really the answer to it, because that's when you stop starting at you no longer start at the differences. You start by love your neighbor, love your enemy. I mean, where is a better place to start that eliminates all of this conflict that we have, and where is a better place to start showing somebody that we are not enemy? You know what I mean? That I love you, and the display of love that Christ talks about
yeah,
is one that's unmistakable as love.
yes, absolutely.
So that if you were my enemy coming against me, you would know that I love you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm talking about nations at war, but I'm talking about human beings, individuals who are supposed to be part of a nation working together for the best of everybody. You know, starting with love is really the right place to do it. And sometimes it's hard once you get into the details to remember that. But that's why that has to be primary. That's why it has to be something that's so fundamental and primary to our way of thinking and communicating and interacting, that it is the first thing. That the first thing you think of when you talk to anybody is, how can I show this person love? How can I actually demonstrate to this person that I love them? And
Morning,
to
Larry Melton.
genuinely do it with the directions and the detailed description of what love is that we're given by God. You know, when we apply that to every interaction we have with every other human being, and give God the credit, because people have to know where to find it when
and know
we're
where
gone.
it comes from,
Yes.
because it's not us. Trust me, I
Yeah.
can't love people like I do without God,
Yeah.
and I love them because God loves me.
Amen. Yep.
And that's what it's got to be about. Our political differences are neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, each person's going to believe what they're going to believe in their heart. They're going to vote their conscience, okay? But they're still people, and God died for them just as much as he died for us.
Because we might be the only living testimony that they see, and if we react
Yeah.
in a sinful way towards them,
Who's-
they're never gonna,
Who's going to want to go to a church full of mean people?
They're gonna
you know?
they're gonna automatically think it's a church full of mean
Yeah.
people, even though it isn't. But if we act towards them the way that they think, well, you're a Christian, I don't want to go to that church. I don't want to have anything to do with that. It's
Yeah.
because we gave them the wrong impression
Yeah.
because of our political view.
Well, it's not a mistake that when they describe love in 1 Corinthians 13, he starts with bears all things. When you're in a position where differences are the focus, the focus has to be to bear all things. You have to be able to bear that and to say, to accept it. You have to accept something to bear it.
Yeah.
What would you pick up if you didn't accept it? You know what I mean? You would walk around it, leave it where it is, right? You don't do that. You pick it up. I think to me that means in this political climate is that you bear it. You've got to take it on and say, okay, this is what this person believes. I can't reach that point. I have to listen and and know what it is and pick it up as though it's my own because I love this person.
Yeah.
And then from that position is where you can find what's good in it. And when you find what's good in it and you can correct, you know what I mean? You can teach. You can also give your own perspective out of love even when it's different.
Yeah.
Even giving your own perspective out of love, you have to know where the real differences are, not catchphrases and political slogans, but actual person's heart and why they're saying what they're saying, why they believe what they believe, what they think that really means in real life, in a real situation. When you can bear that, and that's something I need to do better because I should be able to bear it and
I
listen
think
to
we all need to work on that.
Yeah, and believes all things. You have to believe a person, even when you know what they're saying is false. You have to believe at least that they believe it.
Yeah.
And once you say, okay, this person is believing in something that's absurd, but I believe they believe they're right. And I believe that they think they're fighting for something good and that's important, or else they wouldn't be putting themselves at risk in fighting.
Right.
So I have to believe that they are in that position because of some experience or something they understand differently than I do. And maybe I need that understanding for myself because I'm missing something and not loving in a way that I could do it better.
Yeah. We could always love better.
I think
right.
most
More.
of these protesters are out there. I believe that most of these protesters are out there because they have seen something in their life that they
wanna
want
change.
changed.
Yeah. I agree with that. And then you've got people that are antagonizing them.
Using it as cover to truly do something malicious and,
Yeah.
and hateful.
But we can't bunch them all together in that same group.
No.
Because they're not all, they're not, what'd you say?
Nothing. Never mind.
Did you say you can?
No,
Oh.
that's not what I was saying. I wasn't talking about that.
Okay. I was like, wait.
Hasty
I'm very
generalization
voices
is
in
a
my head.
logical fallacy. That's what it's called. It's called a hasty generalization.
Hasty generalization.
Yeah,
But
it's
the
a
devil-
logical
Wow, that's a big
fallacy.
word.
The devil is real. He's real.
Oh, yeah.
And the devil is a person just as much as Jesus Christ and our Father in heaven are.
It's kind of
And
like,
he is working in this world in very big ways. And he has a plan. He knows how our minds work. He knows how we work. He knows how we, what is that called? Zig when he zags. He knows if he zags, we're going to zig. And he has the trap set there.
yeah.
He
And
knows his
that is
time's
what
coming,
he's
though.
doing right now. And these
like
political
Battleship.
slogans that we all can so quickly and easily get them, like it's not illegal until you get caught. It's something I used to believe. It's
not illegal
I didn't
unless
believe it.
you
I
get
knew
caught.
it wasn't true.
It's only illegal if you
But
get
I
caught.
said it because it sounded cool and it allowed me to do what I wanted
Also
to do.
justified it in your mind that it's not illegal because I didn't get caught.
Yeah, which is false.
That is false. It's
That's
still
how
illegal.
we get caught up in political slogans and end up so far from our own political our own spiritual ideals, like allowing the media and politics to narrate things like the wall and the homeless and things like that. Look, the Jesus tells us very clearly how we're supposed to feel about the homeless
Or how to vote.
and foreigners.
And whoever's in power, he's there because he or she is there because God allows it.
God allows it.
That's
But-
exactly what I've heard.
What were you going to say, Tanner?
I was just gonna say, whenever people start from politics, they're starting from the wrong place, and I also don't
Yeah.
think that. I don't think
That's
that.
the end, not
Look,
the beginning.
religion shouldn't be used for politics. Your faith shouldn't be used for politics, but it will have an indirect effect, obviously.
And a direct
on your
effect.
beliefs.
Actually, I would say it has a direct effect if you vote your
Yes.
the way you
But-
believe.
I mean,
So
my
vote
point
your
is,
truth.
is
Just vote
there's
the truth.
it's rather simple.
So
Politics can never be your politicians will never and can
Oh,
never
it's
be
time
your
for us to get
savior.
out.
Well, then how can we have Christian Democrats and Christian Republicans,
You're-
or Christian even far left and Christian even far right? There's something
We'll have
there
to continue
let's
this
that
conversation.
religion
discuss that
doesn't
tomorrow.
a gap that religion
Right
doesn't
on.
bridge there.
How can we have
The only thing that will last
Christian
is the kingdom of
Democrats,
God. That's it.
Christian
and that's in every single
Republicans,
one of us that
Christian
believe.
donkeys,
Whoa, hey.
Christian horses,
Okay, so
Right.
Christian pigs, Christian cows?
it's time for us to get out of here. We
Move
gotta-
over.
I'm not sure the point.
We got to get out
Are
of
they
here.
We're
all
out of here.
Christians? Can they all be saved?
Okay.
Yes.
Whoa, calm down now. Hey, everybody. So I'd like
why?
to thank everybody for coming on or for joining us today on the Morning Drive. We'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same channel. The weekend's almost here, guys.
Yay. Go fishing.
Be sure and tune in next for Penny for
Penny
Your
for-
Thoughts with Susan Abar. She's back. It's going to be
Yay.
good. So until then, my friends, God bless you and keep you. We love you. My name is Matt.
My name is Jay.
My name is Steve.
I'm Troy.
This has been the Morning
Morning
Drive.
Drive.
And son.
And Tanner.